It is official ahead of 49ers Falcons on Sunday night. Brock Purdy is out. 49ers playing the long game, and Mac Jones will be starting at quarterback. And in case you haven't heard, Mac Jones is hilarious.
It seems like by the end of these last two games, you've not been moving wonderfully.
Thank you. Do you want to race?
All jokes aside, Mac Jones might have to really move on Sunday against Atlanta. Former 49ers linebacker Jeff Ulbrich is their defensive coordinator, and the Falcons have blitzed more than any other team in the NFL, a rate of over 40%. They blitzed Josh Allen on Monday night 56% of the time, and he had a lot of trouble. Mac Jones faced a high blitz rate against Tampa Bay on Sunday. The 49ers offense didn't handle it well. I'm not blaming it only on Mac. They had some just straight up blocking meltdowns. You saw one from Luke Farrell against Jamel Dean, and then obviously you also saw the middle of that Tampa Bay defensive line give the 49ers a whole heck of a lot of trouble. San Francisco's got to be ready to get the ball out quickly against the Jeff Ulbrich defense that is going to bring the heat. Good news for the 49ers, though. George Kittle is back, and this Atlanta defense is number 20 against the run in the NFL. I think this is the week that you fix the run offense if you're the 49ers. I think that they're excited about the potential perimeter blocking. Juwan Jennings, I just talked to him in the locker room. He's feeling a little bit better. The matchup for San Francisco definitely dictates that they could see some rushing offense success. George Kittle's back. Moves Jake Tonjes down to tight end number 2. I really do wonder how Atlanta covers Kittle, Tonjes, Christian McCaffrey when they're all on the field at the same time, because it's a slightly lighter Atlanta defense. They're number 5 overall EPA, but slightly lighter, and I think they could be vulnerable against the 49ers heavier package and a versatile 49ers package with a tight end 2 now. It's been a long time since Kyle Shanahan has had a capable tight end 2 receiving. Somebody like Jake Tonjes has better 2025 stats, more production than Kyle Pitts. And Tonjes was an undrafted free agent. Kyle Pitts, the Atlanta tight end, was a number 4 overall pick. Back in that Trey Lance draft, he was picked right after Trey at number 4 overall by Atlanta in 2021. Other injury news, and we're going to get to George Kittle in a bit, so stay tuned for George's first interview since coming off of injured reserve. The 49ers may not have Upton Stout. The rookie nickelback hurt his ankle at practice on Thursday. If he can't go, Chase Lucas is up next. And then Renardo Green is questionable with a neck issue. If he can't go, Darrell Luter Jr., who started against Jacksonville, played really well, will start at that outside corner position. Drake London is a very, very good receiver, the highest graded player on this Atlanta team, and he has done a lot of work in the slot. In weeks 4 and 6, Drake London has been targeted 12 times in the slot, 8 catches, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns. I do wonder, maybe this is a game where you have Deommodore Lenoir follow Drake London around, because he's a big target, wide catch radius, just a good receiver. And Michael Penix Jr., when he's been protected, has put the ball on the money against Drake London, has put the ball on the money to Drake London. 49ers need to have a coverage plan for this guy, and I do wonder if there's a little bit more pressure on Deommodore Lenoir in order to do that for this game. Rookie linebacker Nick Martin is going to be active for the first time. He's not going to be starting, but he's going to be active for the first time. Obviously, no Fred Warner. Tatum Bethune is going to have the radio in his helmet. Everybody moves up a spot in the pecking order. Martin, 3rd-round pick out of Oklahoma State, is going to have a shot on special teams, and the 49ers hope he doesn't have a shot on defense, but if there are injuries, he may have to play in this game. Back to Purdy, if you're wondering why he's not even emergency quarterback number 3, it's because of the reason that we've been talking about all week. The 49ers want to make sure that he gets back to 100%. So if you were emergency quarterback number 3, there's a chance that both Mac Jones and Adrian Martinez get hurt. That forces Purdy into action. The 49ers don't want Brock Purdy playing at less than 100%. They are playing the long game here, as they should. They've got to get that offense firing on elite cylinders. Purdy's going to be the ticket to that in the long term. Maybe as soon as next week is when he comes back, but not yet for the 49ers against this ultra-aggressive, blitz-happy Atlanta defense. You know, Jones last week at Tampa was 8 of 14, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks, and a rating of 33.3 against the blitz. So it just shows you where the 49ers have to be better, and I think the way that you get better is to run the football. Again, Atlanta number 20 against the run. The 49ers have to establish that part of their game this week. I mean, I think it is ripe for the picking against Atlanta with George Kittle back. This is a very, very big moment for the 49ers to prove to themselves that they can show that rushing success. I mean, you look at the way that things have gone so far this year at 3.1 yards per carry. It had not been good for the 49ers. And I think they need a little bit more strain from all their blocks, especially the guys on the interior. They need to find that combo blocking confidence on the outside. That's something that George Kittle can really help do. They haven't popped an explosive run yet all season. We're already 6 weeks into this thing. The time is now for the 49ers to rip through on the run game, and I think everything seems to align for the 49ers to be able to do that. I know that they won't have Ricky Pearsall in this game. He has been ruled out for the 49ers, but they've got Kendrick Bourne. They've got a healing Juwan Jennings. They have George Kittle. They have the apparatus necessary to be able to see some rushing success in this game against the Atlanta Falcons. Kevin Givens, questionable for the 49ers. Now, they made a roster move. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the receiver, calf issue, has gone to injured reserve. Fred Warner is going to go to injured reserve as well. That opens up 2 roster spots, one of them taken by George Kittle coming off of IR. Second one can be Kevin Givens coming off of IR, the defensive tackle. The Falcons are really, really good in the middle of their offensive line. They've got 2 really good guards in Bretterson and Chris Lindstrom, and they've got a good center in Newsel. And I talked to Matt Hennessy about it. Hennessy, the 49ers offensive lineman, he was one of the scout team players of the week because he was mimicking Ryan Newsel, the Atlanta center, who used to be his teammate with Atlanta. Hennessy was in Atlanta for 5 years, so he knows a lot of these offensive linemen. Talked about how tough Jake Matthews is, the left tackle, who's been on the injury report this week, returned to practice today. Jake Matthews has started 180 straight games. So they've got a stalwart at left tackle. They've got 3 really good interior linemen. 49ers defensive tackles are going to have to be on their game big time. And getting Kevin Givens back, which I think is possible as he comes back from the pectoral injury. They've opened up his practice window now for over a week. If Givens can be activated with his conditioning level where it needs to be to play in this game, I think that veteran savvy could be very, very important for San Francisco against a stout Atlanta interior line. You have to find a way to stay in your gaps because Bijan Robinson is going to make you pay. He's at 5.8 per carry. If you don't stop the run, then Penix is going to have time. You're not going to be able to pin your ears back. Pass rushing, the 49ers already have plenty of problems there since they're down Nick Bosa and Yetur Gross-Matos. And then Penix and Drake London will tear you up if you're the 49ers. So it is absolutely mandatory for San Francisco to play well at the defensive tackle position, and I think that Kevin Givens can help a lot in that regard. Don't forget at the linebacker position, Fred Warner was once a humble number 48 as well. That's Tatum Bethune's number. So just some food for thought. I dug up a 2018 picture back when Fred was still wearing the number 48 as a rookie. His first game, season opener that year, forced a fumble against the Minnesota Vikings that Richard Sherman recovered. Then in 2019, Fred Warner switched to the number 54. But number 48 for Tatum Bethune right now. And it gives me some memories of that 2018 season back when Fred Warner was a rookie. Jordan Watkins, rookie receiver, almost certainly going to be active for the first time, just like Nick Martin. So we're going to see this 2025 49ers draft class really rounded out on the football field. With Ricky Pearsall out and with MVS heading to injured reserve, the 49ers' 5 active wide receivers project to be Kendrick Bourne, Juwan Jennings, Demarcus Robinson, Sky Moore, the returner. Kyle Shanahan today gave him an endorsement as the 49ers punt returner. despite the funny clip that we had from my question the other day about catching the punts inside the 5-yard line, and Jordan Watkins. So Watkins, I'm guessing, is going to be up for this game. Will we see him in on any packages? Very possibly. If somebody gets hurt, that would thrust Jordan Watkins into a much bigger role. Speedster out of Ole Miss, had a really good training camp, then obviously got hurt, suffered the ankle injury that set him back, and we haven't seen him yet on a Sunday for the 49ers. So this offense is evolving. It's getting more healthy in certain ways. Obviously the defense has lost some of that health for the 49ers, but the 49ers will need to start picking up the slack on the offensive side of the ball against this very, very aggressive Falcons defense. They got Jesse Bates, though, on the back end, really good safety. He could prey on some passes. I mean, it has worked well in conjunction with the high blitz rate from Jeff Ulbrich. Divine Diablo, best name in the NFL, good linebacker for the Falcons. Played 4 years for the Raiders, never graded out all too well. Now he's graded out near 90 on the PFF scale. So it just turns out that leaving the Raiders is a good thing for a player's career. Better system for Divine Diablo. They've been using him to blitz. He pressured Josh Allen 3 times on Monday. So the Falcons can come and play. 49ers are favored in this game, but as we know, nothing comes easily in this league, and San Francisco is in a position where they would like to get the taste out of that Tampa Bay game out of their mouths. And Atlanta is a hot football team. One that's lost 30-0 to the Carolina Panthers in one game, but then turned around and beaten the Buffalo Bills. I think that the key for the 49ers defensively is that defensive tackle spot where they have to hold their ground. You can't get into the wrong gap. You can't let Bijan Robinson go crazy, because then this definitely turns into a 7-on-7 game. And Michael Penix, when he's not pressured, he's not a particularly mobile guy. He's going to hit Drake London. He's going to hit Kyle Pitts downfield, even if the 49ers have seen more production from Jake Tonjes than the Falcons have seen from Kyle Pitts this year. Hog the ball on the offensive end. To do that, you've got to beat the Atlanta blitzes. You go back to Mac Jones. He's the one that has to deliver for the 49ers. And of course, they've got to pick up the blitzes correctly. They can't let a corner blitzer like a Jamel Dean from Tampa run by the tight end blocking him on the play like Luke Farrell got beat last week. So Jones needs help in that regard. But schematically, the 49ers are going to have to have answers too. Quickness-wise, Jones is going to have answers. He's feeling better physically this week than he was last week, so maybe the movement ability will be a little bit better, because that's what the 49ers miss the most when Brock Purdy is not there. Either way, the numbers against the blitz have to be better. If they are, and they should be if the 49ers run better, it all works hand in hand, they could be able to play this game downhill and really expose some of where Atlanta struggles on defense, and that is against the run. Lighter packages for the Falcons. This is a team that runs predominantly nickel. It's a nickel-based defense. I don't think that they have the best standard-based package that there is. I mean, Leonard Floyd's on this team, the former 49er, and you look at the way that Leonard plays, he's somebody who is a better pass rusher than a run defender. 49ers let him go for that reason. He's got a couple sacks already this year, so the Falcons focus on those blitzes. They focus on the pass defense. You see it in the defensive splits. You see it with that run defense down at number 20, and the 49ers have to make sure that they're playing this game downhill. And the big key for that is the big returnee of this week, and that is Mr. George Kittle himself. Well, why don't we have George take it away?
No, not really. It might have been a stretch on Sunday, maybe, but it's not really. When you tear your hamstring, you don't really want to rush back into those things. I talked to some other guys who have had a similar injury before, and they're like, just take your time with it, because if you rush it and it happens again, that recovery just lasts. Then it's potentially season-ending. So, didn't want to force that one, and this week it just felt really good, and today felt better than yesterday. So, excited to go out there and hang out with my friends.
Did you feel it on that first series, the first on your touchdown catch, but tried to battle through it?
No, I don't know. It was play 26 and maybe play 26 or 25, something like that.
Yeah.
I just felt like a rubber band snapped in my hamstring. I was like, just gonna go to the locker room after that one.
Was that the last play, like you're running the deep route?
Yeah.
Full tear?
Yeah, full tear. It was very fun. No, that sucked. But hey, here I am now with a lot of football left to play.
What's been your observation of why the running game hasn't clicked the way it normally does for the 49ers?
Let's see. I would say a couple things. One, I think that the D-lines that we've been facing and the defense coordinators that we've been facing are pretty good. Like, I think Seattle has an incredible D-line. I think a lot of teams we playing have had better D-lines than I think preseason schedules had, told people. And I still think that, we're just kind of trying to find our rhythm again. Whether it's, new tight ends are playing with, offensive tackles they haven't played with before. We have a young guy on the inside, this communication stuff. Like, I think it's an overall group thing. Like, some plays, there's some guys that are messing up. Other plays, there's other guys that are messing up. Sometimes they just have a better play call than we do. And so I think it's everybody. It's from offensive line, tight ends, running backs, fullbacks, wide receivers, coaching, calling plays. So I think we just got to continue to work on it and fine-tune it and find out what is best for this team in 2025.
It seems like the offense has moved the ball well for the most part. Some red zone issues, maybe not as many explosive plays. Like, do you feel like you can, not saying the missing piece, but like, do you feel like you can be the thing that helps push this offense into that kind of next level?
I'm going to try my best to shove everybody as hard as I possibly can. Whether it's with my energy or hopefully really good playing ability, that'd be my dream. But just try to bring the juice and, add it, because I'm really excited to play with Kittle again. And I think I'm really excited for whenever Ricky gets back, because I think us three will have some of the most fun together that you'll see on football field, just with our vibes. And so whatever it is, I don't think our offense hasn't 100% figured it out yet, but we're 4-2. Mac Jones is playing a hell of football. Our wide receivers are stepping up when they need to step up. Our guys are making plays when they need to step up. I know last week we lost, but overall, I think the team's playing well, and I don't think we've really found out, who exactly we are yet. Besides gritty, and we like to hit people, which I can work with that.
Speaking of Mac, what have been your impressions of watching Mac? And you didn't have much experience with him through camp, right? Because he would be 2 and you'd be on the 1.
No. My first observation of Mac, besides staring at him right now, I think he's absolutely hilarious. I think he has the personality of a tight end. He's just kind of funny, goes with the flow, and you can tell that he loves football. You look good, Mac. Shirtless currently right now. Actually, my favorite thing about Mac is when we do walkthrough, he doesn't use any of his body but his arm to throw a football. Like, he just stands square and launches it, and then in practice he steps into it. So he's just a goofball, and I really appreciate that. But then when you see him, he's taking the reps or he's in a game, how locked in and dialed he is, it's just really cool to see. And seeing him in meetings, and when Coach Shanahan's installing a play and he tells Mac, hey, you're going to look at this, and then you're going to move to this triangle, and based on how this safety reacts, this is where the ball's going. And seeing him, listen to him, write it down, and then continue to move on. You can just see he's really excited for his opportunity to play here, and he's going to do his best with it. So it's just kind of fun to see that.
You said you were going to be.
Yes.
Mentioned how excited you were to get back into game time action.
I might have. I don't know. You missed it. You were talking to Trent.
Well,
it's crazy.
And reiterating that's the case. But my question is actually, being that Fred went down and you guys also lost Bosa, was there an extra itch to get back out there and help your team after losing 2 cornerstones on the defense?
I have been so very excited to play football since last season ended, and being only able to play 26 snaps has been very difficult for me. I've been trying my best to get back as fast as I can without being an idiot and rushing it. So the itch, I would say, has been there. Losing Bosa is heartbreaking because I love sharing the field with him and I love sharing the locker room with him. But the nice thing is he's back this week, so being able to hang out with him has been really fun. And then I know. I've heard all the guys say things about Fred, and they're all accurate. Fred's a fantastic football player. He's the best leader I've been around, and so losing someone like that is very difficult. But I will say it was fun to see all the young guys that were playing after Fred got hurt, and was it a punch in the gut? Yeah.